everybody, and welcome back to Magic City Morphs. I know it's been a little while, but I have been getting some B-roll and some different things I've been filming to put this video together for you. It's continuing our series on how to start a ball python breeding business, but it's also a combination video with some of our breeding updates with our ball pythons. Our bell project with this guy here, Falcor and Priya, and also he was bred with Kadabra. So that combo can create some really awesome snakes like Mystic Potions and just some really pretty snakes that are still in the bell complex. But Falcor and Kadabra would not create any bells, but they would still create some really beautiful snakes. So we're going for some really light pastel colored snakes this time, in addition to bells with Priya and Falcor. So, and then we have Zahara, who, if she is actually gravid, we're really not sure, then it would be from retained sperm from last season with Sulian, our Superfly 100% het clown. So that is that second clutch we had. If you haven't seen any of our other videos, which gave us 8 babies and only one of those ended up being an actual clown combo, it was a Firefly clown. So we held him back, and we're going to put him in the running for a future clown breeding project here. So I'm doing this video at night. I usually don't do these when Ren's asleep, but she's in the bed, so she's not in this part of the video, but she's in some of the B-roll that I'm going to show you a little later. I will show you kind of what it looks like at night when the snakes are all like kind of coming out and you can see them moving around. They become very active at night, and then all 3 of my dogs are in here too. So yeah, it's a party going on in here. So now we're going to continue on with learning about the genetics that you might want to be working with when it comes to which genes are going to be making you the money that you're kind of looking for once you get established, once you have everything you need to get started, and you're getting to where you can actually be making your net profit, not making the money back that you spent on all of your snakes and your supplies that you needed. So let's go ahead and talk about visual recessives. I'm going to talk to you about a lot of the popular ones. I'm going to talk to you about some of the combos that you can create with those recessives, how you can build on them. And I'm also going to be talking to you about the most affordable way to be able to get into some of these projects and, you know, get the best bang for your buck, if you will. So, number 1, I'm going to talk about clown. Clown is a very gorgeous pattern enhancing gene. It reduces the pattern a little bit, but it also gives it a really funky design. And there are little teardrops on the sides of the head, which ended up giving it the clown name. And so it's a really fun pattern. It's very busy, and it's, you know, if you work with something like Blade Clown, you can get a very clean cut clown pattern. And some people want that, but some people like the busier clown patterns. One really popular clown combo is going to be the Batman. Now, the Batman is actually a combination of not only visual clown, but also leopard and spot nose. So you need all 3 of those genes to create a Batman. And the reason that it's called a Batman is because it's got a really cool head stamp right here, like between the eyes. This is where I'm just showing you where it is if it would be on him, but it looks like the shape of a bat, like the bat signal, so it's called the Batman. But building onto the Batman, if you want to work on a Batman project, you can actually start working some other really cool genes that can brighten the snake, that can completely change the color of the snake, that can jumble up the pattern even more. So you can actually add some more things into the leopard spot nose clown combo, which is Batman, and build onto that. And another really cool combo that I've seen before that's kind of in the same realm is called the Gotham. If you go on Canova's website, Justin Kabilka has some stuff about this one. It's basically a coral glow leopard and clown combo. So slightly different combination, so the colors are different, but it's still a really cool clown combo. I mean, there's all kinds of different clown combos. There's banana clown, which, you know, is just one gene added to the clown gene, but it still looks really cool. There's albino clown, there's just leopard clown, you know, there's Mojave clown. You can pretty much find any kind of clown ball python that you're looking for on Morph Market. I highly suggest going on Morph Market, going and sorting by price. And it's usually easier to do this if you sort by the sold snakes, so the snakes that are already sold. You can actually see what people have paid for them, sort by the highest price, and then you'll be able to see what a lot of those combos are, and then which combos combined with clown are worth the most money. You can do the same thing with pied. That's another ball python morph that we're going to talk about. It's a recessive, a visual recessive as well, just like clown. And you can do a classic pied. A lot of people call it a normal pied, but you can also do really cool things with it. You can do a leopard pied. You can actually combine clown and pied. You can create a lightning pied. You can create an albino pied. There are so many really cool pied ball python combos, you guys, and I highly suggest looking into that too. If you go on Morph Market and sort by how I told you with the sold snakes, you can find out what are the top selling pied combinations that are out there. Pieds hold their value, clowns hold their value, blue-eyed Lucies hold their value. Even though that's not recessive, it's still really cool because it's a white snake with blue eyes. Always going to hold its value. Also Desert Ghost, that's another one. Albino is a little bit on the lower end, but when you stack a lot of things onto albino, you can make some really cool snakes. Dreamsicle is another really cool ball python morph combination, and out of all of these, females are always going to be more expensive. So if you ever get any females out of your clutches that have any of these visual recessive traits, they're always going to go for more money. So that brings me to my next point. If you are wanting to get into buying some parent snakes, whether you plan to go ahead and buy them as adults or buy them as babies, you want to try and have your males actually be the visual. If you're going to go that route and you want one of the parent snakes to be a visual and you want to like go ahead and invest in that, go ahead and let it be the male, because the males are going to run cheaper. You can get a 100% het female. You can, you know, talk with the breeder, make sure, guarantee that it is 100% het, because you want to make sure of that. You're going to kind of get into that project on the slightly cheaper end versus you buying a visual clown female or a visual clown male, you know, whatever. If you buy like a base clown morph with nothing else in it, it's going to be a little less. So remember, as you're stacking different morphs, different genes onto these already visual recessive snakes, the price is going to climb. So you can go with 2 hets like we did for our beginning of our clown project, but remember, out of 8 eggs, we only got 1 visual clown combo. So that's a key thing that you have to remember if you're going to go the het route. Now, if you do invest in 2 visual recessive parents, so for instance, if you're working on a pied project and you buy 2 visual pieds, a male and a female, you can buy them cheaper as babies. That's another thing. They're all going to be cheaper as babies than if you were to buy breeder-ready adults. You can either grow those babies up and have your 2 visual pieds ready to go in a couple years, or you can spend a little bit more money and invest in 2 breeder-ready pied snakes, and then you're guaranteed all of those babies out of that clutch to be pied. There's like no questions asked. When you take 2 recessive parents and you pair them together, all of those babies are going to be visually recessive, just like those parents. So you kind of have to see, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to like start with just a base clown morph? Do you want to have something added in there? Do you want to do like fire clown? Do you want to do like pastel clown, Mojave clown, cinnamon clown? You know, do you want to add 2 other genes into that? Do you want it to be like a 3-gene snake starting out? Do you want to do like a Batman project with clown, leopard, and spot nose? You know, what do you want to do? And, you know, you just have to kind of think about, like, what are you willing to spend, what can you spend, and what's the smartest way to go about it. So if you're wanting to invest in multiple recessive projects, then you have to think about, oh, what out of all these recessive genes I want to work with, which one do I really, really want to be successful with? So say it's clown. If you are going to purchase any visual recessive parents, then you want to do that with the clown project. You want to really put your money there. So that's just to ensure that whatever gene you really, really want to work with, you're going to actually, you know, make more of those genes, you know, no questions, guaranteed. The other thing is, let's go back and talk about some of the base morphs, some of the lower end snakes. Like this would still be considered a lower end snake, you guys, even though he can make blue-eyed Lucy's, because he's a banana mystic potion. So he's not very much money. He wasn't even over $500. But he was a breeder-ready male. He was a proven breeder. So he was a good investment because he is a snake that has locked with every female we've put him with. And he can produce bells for us. And bells, as I've told you, always hold their value. So as long as we have another female that carries the genes that can produce a blue-eyed Lucy with him, we're good. We always have blue-eyed Lucys that we can produce. So he's a good snake to keep in your collection, even though he is considered a lower end snake, just like Priya. Priya is a lesser cinnamon. She is valuable. She was $500 at a show. She is very valuable, even though she doesn't run for a lot of money, because she's a big female. She gave us 13 healthy eggs for her first clutch. All the babies were healthy and lived. She can produce bells, and she can also produce some really cool combos. So there are a lot of other really cool things we can do with Priya if we pair her with the right male other than blue-eyed Lucy's. So guys, when you're thinking about what you're going to do, you know, with your plant for the snakes that you want to buy, the snakes that you plan on producing, just be smart about it. Go for what you really want to work with. If there is a lower end morph that you really, really like that you want to work with, that's fine. But if you're concerned about actually making money on the side, whether you want to do this part-time or full-time, then you'll really, really start learning about a lot of the recessive genes and investing your money there. One really great YouTube channel that we actually watched starting out to learn about a lot of the ball python morphs and how all of the genes work is Chris Hardwick's channel. He has so many cool videos on all these different morphs, and he actually goes on Morph Market, finds pictures of all these different combos, and he will show you the base morph in these videos, but he will also go into showing you, hey, this is what this morph looks like if you add this and add this and add that. So he actually shows you kind of what you can do if there's a gene you're interested in. He actually shows you that gene, but he goes even further, shows you what you can do with it, so that if you're really considering it for a project, you know the potential of that particular morph. So really quick, we're going to go to the B-roll that I filmed the other day. So I'm just going to show you some of the snakes, kind of tell you how they're doing, and then that's going to wrap up the video. So we're in the snake room, everybody. Bryn's playing with her ball. No. Oh, it's not super clean in here, so I apologize. And Zero's in here too. I'm going to show you a little bit of B-roll. She looks like she might be about to go into a shed cycle again. I apologize, I have to watch her too at the same time. Baby, you don't need to be getting into that. Come here, baby. Anyway, so look at the condition of her body, you guys. I definitely think she's gravid. I think it's just taking a little bit. But when she sheds this time, this might actually be her pre-lay shed. Sometimes Priya just takes a while. When it comes to building follicles and getting to where she's going to actually ovulate, sometimes for some female ball pythons, it can take a little bit longer than others. This is Cadabra, you guys. Obviously, you can see she's building too. But she's obviously not quite as big as Priya yet. But she was paired with Falcor a little bit after Priya, so she's a little bit behind her. But she's been bowl wrapping, as you can see, and that's something that female snakes do, or female ball pythons in particular, will do when they're actually building their follicles. They're cooling their ventral scales on the side of the bowl. Hey. They're cooling their ventral scales on the side of the bowl, and it helps to stimulate the follicle growth. So take a look at Zahara, you guys. I definitely think she has to be gravid. Now, this pairing, or she's not a pairing. Now, this would be the result, like I've mentioned before, of retained sperm from last season if she lays. So, if she does lay, we could potentially get another clown combo or two. You never know. But definitely looking like she's gravid. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Our next video is actually going to go into marketing, setting up how you're going to advertise your snakes, how to go about doing business with customers, how to talk to customers, how to handle shipping. So we're going to give you some tips and tricks that we've used along the way and tell you what's worked for us. See you next time.